Hi, I'm Charlene Bower. We're here at the BFGoodrich Tires booth. I am a performance team member for BFG and love to talk about tires. So let's talk about some tires. The biggest, hottest, greatest feature right now is this sexy KO3. A lot of people have some questions between the KO3 and the KO2. The easiest way to put it is better. So there's nothing wrong with this KO2. It's a gorgeous tire and it does a great job for all of us and all of the all-terrain systems. However, they made it better because the engineers at BFG go out with us on the trails and they really understand how these tires are working. So if you look at the tread pattern, that's where we're going to start. You can tell that the tread pattern came together closer, right? So there's more area between the tread blocks than this one, which makes this better on the gravel and on the asphalt. If you also look, we have our sipings. So we have a few sipes on our KO2. We have many more sipes on our KO3. That makes it better in the snow and ice because that's where that comes from. What a lot of people don't realize is that the mud comes from this corner section of an all-terrain. So the mud section right here, if you look, we have mud phobic bars. There's your word for the day, everybody, mud phobic bars. So that allows air to get out from underneath, and this is much more chunkier than on our KO2s. So again, we have mud phobic bars and chunks along the KO2, and if you look at them, significant difference. So that's like the fast rundown on the difference between the KO3 and the KO2. It's on about a 1.5 year rollout of sizes, so hopefully your size is available now. If not, it will be soon. And bigger tires and smaller tires are also on the process, so it's really exciting about the KO3. If we move over a little bit to the left, it looks so small next to this KO3, but this is our trail train, and it's really an important tire in especially this overlanding community where we have the all-wheel drive vehicles, the Subarus, etc. They're not the big heavy vehicles. They went and put on KO2s originally, and they were having a lot of issues with the corners, the A-arms, etc. This tire has a lot of the exact same features that the KO2 has, yet at the same time, it is a lighter weight tire so that it doesn't hurt that vehicle. And it's a really important one as part of the family, especially here at the Overland Expo. And now we're gonna cruise over to the other end of life. And this is the mud train. The mud train is exactly what it is. Big, fat lugs and mud. So again, we look at our mud phobic bars, which you guys are all experts in now. You're gonna look at those. And again, we have a ton of air that's allowed underneath, lots of chunk, lots of opportunity for mud to evacuate from this tire. It is a little bit of a softer compound versus a harder compound for those that are doing comparisons between the mud train and the all-terrain. That's a very generic word, but it's softer, so it's going to crawl up on those rocks better than an all-terrain, but it's also going to wear out faster on the asphalt when we're talking about it in that manner and feature. The other thing that I like to point out, this is really cool, is this is your mud train versus now the KO3 all-terrain, and look at the sidewall difference. So we have the all-terrain and the mud train and significant amount of sidewall thickness difference, which when we're talking about airing down tires is a whole different topic. You know, you used to be able to kick a tire and say, all right, we're aired down, ready to go. Well, the problem with that is now with these thickness of the sidewalls, you can't even tell when they're aired down. You know, they're not bulging like they used to. So be aware of that when you're out there on the trails and making sure that you have great air down tools and are paying attention. One more vehicle specific tire that just came out, which is really exciting, is this HD Terrain. So the guys and girls that have the big trucks, you know, they have a ton of torque to them, lots of weight in the front end, little weight in the rear end, and of course we all drive very politely where we come up to a stop sign very nice and easy and we leave a stop sign nice and easy. Well, if you're not that person, you are spinning this tire and the KO2s were just burning up. And if you have a heavy vehicle like that, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So this HD Terrain was specifically built for you. It's a sturdier tire. It has a stronger tread block to it. It is not a snow and ice tire, so if you are needing a snow and ice, you're still going over to the all-terrain, but it has a lot longer life in that gravel road environment, and especially on the heavier trucks and bigger torque type vehicles. So super excited about this new and exciting line at BFG and adding a couple of these new tires to it, including that KO3. Two key features of the manufacturing process at BFG is they cut the sipes all the way down to the bottom. This is actually a really interesting and intriguing concept, because if your sipes aren't cut to the bottom, all of a sudden you get to half tread, what do you have, right? A completely different tire. They're also interlocking, which gives you a great ability for that sipe really to work for you during your snow and ice excitement. The other thing that I want to point out to you is the mold comes down pretty far on this sidewall. This gives the engineers a lot of space in order to make a great sidewall action. I call these deflection devices or scallops, and what this actually does is this is deflecting items away from the sidewall of the tire. Our job as drivers is always to keep this sidewall safe, and the engineers are helping us do that as well by taking as much space on this sidewall as they can to deflect items away.